I think I'm falling in love with my wife. The problem is we only got married for a green card. Elena needed to stay in the country to finish med school. I needed someone to split rent in San Francisco, where even a studio costs more than my paycheck. My roommate introduced us. Perfect match. He said she was facing deportation. I was broke. We met at a Starbucks in the Mission District. She was buried in medical textbooks, highlighter ink all over her hands, dark circles under her eyes. When I sat down, she looked up and said, "You must be the guy who needs a wife." Straight to business. 47 minutes later, we had a plan. We married at City Hall with 2 witnesses. I wore my only nice shirt. She wore a cheap white dress with the tag still on it. We exchanged convenience store rings, snapped an awkward selfie for immigration, and shook hands like we'd just signed a contract. At home, we became polite strangers. She built a fortress of textbooks in the living room. I worked 70-hour weeks. We passed each other in the kitchen, shared a coffee maker, left little unspoken courtesies. She bought my favorite creamer. I left leftovers in the fridge. 6 months, that was enough. Then my dad had a heart attack. The call came at a.m., my sister sobbing, saying he might not make it. I collapsed in the hallway. Elena came back from the library and found me there. She didn't ask questions, just sat beside me, held my hand, and stayed. By dawn, she was driving me to the airport, pressing $200 into my palm. "For whatever you need," she whispered. When I came back, drained but grateful my dad survived, the fridge was full of meals she'd made. Notes on each container: heat for 3 minutes, add hot sauce, chicken teriyaki. She'd even paid the rent. Something shifted after that. She started asking about my day. I started cooking for 2. She'd fall asleep on the couch and I'd cover her with a blanket. I found myself staying up late just to share a midnight snack with her. 3 months ago, she passed her medical boards. I surprised her with champagne I couldn't afford, and when she hugged me, the look in her eyes wasn't business. It was something else. Last week, she got matched at Johns Hopkins. Visa approved. She doesn't need me anymore. The deal is done. Yesterday, I congratulated her, already calculating how I'd survive rent alone. She stared at the acceptance letter for a long time, then finally said, "What if I don't want to go alone? What if I want to figure out what we actually are?" And now here we are, sitting across from each other in our tiny kitchen, realizing that our fake marriage might be the most real thing either of us has ever had.